So there's one time I tripped over a wild boar. Yeah.
Really?
Really.
Hi everyone, this is Charlene and Ron, SG Stroller and Mental Health CEO respectively.
Welcome to episode 5 of A Guide to Tertiary Life, in which we talk about different aspects of tertiary institution life.
Today, we'll focus more about self-care.
As we all know, right, being in a tertiary institution can be quite taxing on the mind sometimes. In the process of trying to get good grades, trying to make friends, oftentimes we neglect our own well-being.
Feeling overwhelmed is actually normal, but we have to learn how to cope in healthy ways.
So self-care is very important, right? Because in order to continuously perform at 100%, it's actually quite taxing, it's quite tiring as well. So we need to take time out of our schedule to actually relax and chill and kind of get back our energy. Before we jump into that, this is a disclaimer from us that we are not professionals and we don't represent any organization or institution apart from ourselves.
Personally, when I entered uni, I felt extremely overwhelmed because the course I was going to, I didn't know anyone who was going with me. So I was afraid of being lonely and making new friends. I also didn't know how university worked because I was the first in my family to enter uni. My solace came when I met Ron and a bunch of other friends in uni, because now we're very close as a group, and they study with me. Whenever I have questions, they will kind of help me. So it was very invaluable to me, and I truly appreciate all my friends.
Oh, thank you so much, Charlene. Your words really touched my heart.
What about you, Ron?
I think my period of overwhelm was actually mostly around the first 2 years or so of university. So basically what happened during that time was that I kind of overextended myself. So my mindset was if I work hard now, I can chill later. This together with my extracurricular activities, I felt a lot of anxiety building up, a lot of stress. So it came down to a point where I had to actually choose my own mental health, and it took time out of my schedule to actually visit the university counselling center. The counsellor taught me a lot of tools to kind of cope with anxiety. So I think that's really helpful.
Do you do any other things?
I used to
Okay.
Sometimes I'll run at night also. You know who I frequently meet at night? Wild boar. So there's one time I tripped over a wild boar. Yeah.
Really?
Really. I'm not lying. I know I lie, but it's not annoying.
Was it angry at you?
It wasn't. It ran. It was actually quite scared of me. Thankfully, it's just one. If not, if there's a whole pack, right, I might not be here today.
Yeah, that's true. You would have perished.
I would have kicked the bucket. Yeah.
So our advice on how to have a healthy headspace and have a good self-care routine, right, is having, as we said before, a community or a network of people that you can rely on. The first line of psychological defense starts with having good friends.
And the second line of psychological defense starts with yourself. And what I mean by that, right, is the concept of personal self-care. Right, so for me personally, for example, as I mentioned, I used to use exercise and going to the gym as a form of therapy for me, to kind of relieve and de-stress. But for you, it could be different. It could be, let's say, painting, meditation, reading a book that you like. For personal self-care, the key concept is to actually schedule it into your schedule.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you probably won't get to it.
The last one is free counselling resources. So we took a look at all the tertiary institutions in Singapore, so ITE, Poly, and all the universities in Singapore. They actually do offer free counselling services to students and staff who need it. Granted, there might be long waiting times because free services are often like that. But yeah, it's an option if you feel you do need professional help.
You can also find subsidized mental health care at the polyclinics across the nation, and also if you need extra help, they might even refer you to, let's say, specialists in IMH, which is the Institute of Mental Health. If it is and that's for non-urgent situations. If it is an urgent situation, you can call the Samaritans of Singapore hotline. You have, let's say, a friend or yourself that's in immediate danger, so that's why you call the hotline.
Okay.
So thank you for watching episode 5. We hope you've enjoyed this series of A Guide to Tertiary Life by Charlene and Ron. We really hope that you enjoy your tertiary education. It's really a time where you explore yourself, you find your identity, and you have so much fun.
Yeah, thank you VITC for choosing us to be your collaborators.
We are very honored.
Yeah, we are very honored.
See ya.
Bye.